We're going live a little early. Um, just kind of not sure how the internet's going to do for us out here in the middle of nowhere, or how the phone will do. But yeah, I'm still in Missouri with Gary. Gonna head home tomorrow. Got some business to take care of in the morning, and then I will head out and get back to Kansas and back to the back to the homestead. We got a lot of work done this week. Got a lot done. Yeah, so pretty exciting.
We're probably still a week or two from
Hello,
there.
hello. Yeah, we're still a couple weeks away. Hi, Isaac.
Hey, Isaac.
Yeah, we're still a couple of weeks away from moving in. Next weekend when I come, I'm gonna clean. Um, I've been cleaning a lot. I've been cleaning a lot. But we got one room that we're going to use as a bedroom while we're getting everything ready to move in. And I think next week I will get in and clean it. It's got a lot of woodwork, and I think I will clean it with some Earthy's oil and soap and see what I'll clean the windows and all that and get it ready. And then the next weekend I may, depending on where we're at, I may bring the bed with me. We'll see. We'll see. Bring part of the bedroom furniture.
I got us a futon I can put in.
Yeah. I don't know about the two of us fitting on a futon.
Oh, okay.
I can't read the chat.
I can't either.
Can I borrow your glasses?
I guess. Yes.
Hi, Colleen.
Hello.
That's not Colleen. I'm so sorry. Barb. Hi, Barb.
Coffee's Angels.
Hi, Lynette. Lynette. I'm so sorry. I misread. I read it as two L's and then just, yeah. But no, it's coffee. So it's Lynette. I have to borrow Gary's glasses because I can't see. Oh, that's bad.
Where did I see yours a minute?
They're in the truck.
In the truck. Okay, I saw them when we were in your
When we were shopping, yep. They're in the truck. So, but yeah,
so it's dirty.
A little bit. Just a little bit dirty. Oh, sorry, moving around too much, but yeah, we are hanging out in the church parking lot because that's where we get the best reception. So, yeah, hanging out, and the sun is nice and bright and shiny. The beautiful limbs down. And
hello.
Hello, Lynette. So, yeah, we're just hanging out. Super excited. Got a lot done. I got a lot of painting done. Got a lot of cleaning done. Gary's almost done with the walls in the bathroom. And then
got a fair amount of the plumbing done.
Yep. Oh.
I'll stay as long as I can.
Stay,
I don't know
okay.
who it was.
But. All right. Thank you for stay as long as you can. But yeah. So we're getting stuff done and gotta find a bathtub. Somebody gave us a bathtub, but it's not going to fit in the wall into the bathroom. So yeah, it was very nice of them to give us a bathtub, but it won't fit. It's too big. So
found a couple for sale.
Yeah.
One we were gonna go.
Yeah, we
drive a ways to go look at. And
made
we
contact.
got left, and they sent us a text back saying they had already sold it.
Made contact that we were headed their way, and to get more detailed directions. And they're like, "Oh man, somebody's here picking it up." It's like, all right, no problem.
There's another one close, but it's a little out of our budget, I think.
It's a super nice bathtub.
It's probably worth what they're asking. It's just
definitely
a little more
because it's been completely refurbished and done professionally refurbished. So, and those clawfoot bathtubs are expensive anyway. But anyway, I don't know. We'll find something. Something will come up. I really would like a clawfoot bathtub because I think it'd look good in there. But we'll just have to see what happens. So what else is new? Animals are all doing good, which we don't have that many left. We've got Freedom and Benny and dogs. That's all that we have left. There are some chickens at the farm, but Luke, some of them are Luke's and some of them belong to another friend that I'll hope to get them delivered soon. So, and then Luke's got rabbits. So getting down to the nitty gritty, getting ready to move. Feeling much better post the virus.
Mexican beer.
Yep, I'm getting healed up from that pretty well and doing pretty good there.
It's a pretty bad hangover from that Mexican beer.
That's pretty rough. I mean, I waited to come here till I was doing better, but I still wasn't doing the greatest. So
That one wasn't a light beer, was it?
no. So it hit my asthma really bad. They have a metal sheep tank for a tub.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We had looked at that, but that's
not quite what the owners of the house want
Yeah.
to go with, which is fine. Which is totally fine. I have no problem with that at all. Because ultimately, it's their house, and I want it to look the way they want it to look. Does that make sense? And so, yeah. We're super blessed for them to rent it to us, and yeah, so yeah, so I'm kind of excited. I've got some video. I shot some video this week, so I hope to get some time to get videos edited and loaded once I get back to Kansas, and try to get those edited. I've got a video edited from a few weeks ago on my phone, and the beginning is garbled, and I have not been able to get that fixed. I have deleted it and redone it, and every time it's garbled in the same spot. But the original footage isn't garbled, so I don't know what that is about. So I'm thinking about trying to load it to my computer and editing it on the computer and seeing how it does. But it's just really weird. The audio's good. It's just pixelated. I say garbled, pixelated. But we'll see. Lots and lots to do. I didn't get gardening started. I was supposed to bring stuff to maybe start some gardening. I'm just messing with your shirt, sorry. Just start some gardening, and
a lot of sheetrock mud on my
sheetrock mud. But it was raining when I left Kansas last Saturday, so I didn't bring any stuff for gardening. So we'll see. Gardening's kind of on the back burner this year. Having a place to live is on the front burner. So, are you sleepy?
A little bit.
You look like
Kind
you're
of nice
dozing
in the
off.
sunshine
Nice
right here.
and warm. Look like you're dozing off a bit. Yeah. So.
Stayed up a little later than usual last night.
We worked hard yesterday. Long, hard day. Yep. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, sorry. I dropped the... Oh, Miss Brenda.
Hey.
Miss Brenda's here.
Yep.
Miss Brenda.
Duncan 1900.
Yep. So, yeah, we're hanging out in the church parking lot. But that's a good place to hang out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, it is a beautiful spring day. It's so lovely outside. It's so garden weather, you know. This is the go clean up your garden and plant your lettuce and potatoes weather.
Yep.
Yesterday was cold. Yesterday was very cold.
But it's time in our zone. It's time to get that stuff, early stuff planted.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't got it done yet, but we will. We'll get something.
Yeah, we'll get something in. Gary was looking at the seed potatoes at the grocery store today. He was like, the seed potatoes are this much a pound. And I'm like, well, where are you going to put them? So,
I'll find something. I'll figure something out. I'll get us some potatoes.
Yeah. And we may do, this year may be container gardens. I don't know. May just do maybe a couple of little raised beds. We'll see. We'll see what we get to. The house is definitely going to take priority. We're almost through the big major, halfway through the major stuff. The kitchen will be the next major. And that wall will be a big ordeal on the outside. But
Might have some help on it.
you'll have some help, yep. I hope you have some help. I was gonna. You made it to 41. Have you been looking for?
I haven't seen him come up on here yet.
I haven't either.
I think when we first pulled up, he was standing down there next to his dad.
Yep. If he does come in here, I'm gonna say, hey.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, there you are, Mr. Xander. Hello, hello. How is the flooding and stuff in your area now, Xander? And it was flooding, correct? In Scottsdale and all that? And how's your big, wonderful family? I always love his stories. About his family. I love it.
Did you say Scottsdale?
Well, he wasn't Scottsdale. Where was it?
I don't know.
It was somewhere.
I was just, when you said Scottsdale, I think, oh, in the Zona. That's the
Yeah,
hardcore
hood. I got the wrong one.
If any of y'all have ever watched RV.
Yeah. Northern Nevada. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I got you mixed up with somebody else for a second. But it was flooding, Xander, is that correct? Or was it heavy snow? And I didn't bring my list. My prayer list is in the truck. We're in the little car. And my eyes, I'm so sorry. We have been doing so much and so much dust. My eyes seem full. Carson City. Thank you, Carson City. Carson City. We've been winding around the Ozarks this week. Holy moly. Today, Highway 7 about got me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness, when we left church and
Yeah.
that road was bad. I was like, it was like a roller coaster. You went round the curves and up and down. It was bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. And I was driving. Get motion sickness driving. That's real bad. They live south of Carson City. Hate cities now. Twitches. Don't think you could even go back to Italy anymore. Italy. That sounds. 60 for tomorrow. Yes. Yes, I helped Luke a couple weeks ago when he was down with the virus and I was down with the virus. We did go one day out and plant one of the raised beds for him, and he's going to plant the 2 raised beds and the little garden. Hello, Lori Carp. And he's going to have a little bit of garden. I've got a whole bunch of pepper plants, so I'm going to have to do something. If they survived, I forgot to ask Luke to water them, and we'll see what survived when I get home. And I haven't started tomato plants. I'm just going to purchase a couple or so. I really don't know what we'll get done this summer, and it may surprise me. We may get enough done, and it may be so much stuff that's I can't do that I get to focus on gardens. We'll just see. I've really been dreaming and have so many ideas, it's hard to pick one for gardens. I got one pictured in my mind I really want to make, and I just really, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, one of these days when you come back next week, one of these days, I will help you get stuff set up, and you can get a shovel and your pickup and start making a garden.
Yeah. It's raised beds. They're not real tall. Just and it's picketed. But we'll see. And I got a spot in mine too. I saw a good, nice size spot. I
was trying to get a kiss.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna miss me this week. He's trying to get all his kisses in before I go home tomorrow. He got spoiled having me here all week. But yeah. So what's going on with y'all? Anybody getting to start any gardening, even if it's seeds inside? My sweet potatoes. Gary started sweet potatoes for me when I was sick, and they rotted. And we've had that happen every now and then, but it was really odd. Feel like a drowned rat. I bet you do. Oh, I missed one. Oh no. Xander's got more storms headed their way. Goodness. Yeah, I bet you do feel like a drowned rat. You got 3 tomato plants. Hey, that's awesome. That's awesome, Xander.
So I know we have a lot of viewers that are a lot farther south than us.
And some that are a lot further north.
Yeah, and we do have further north and further west. But
Brenda's just trying to stay warm.
Has anybody found a morel yet?
Anybody found a mushrooms? Where else? I
If
know.
we could get a few warm nights, they'd pop around here.
Free is awesome, yes. 3 free tomato plants. 3 free tomato plants is amazing. Sometimes we get volunteer ones, and they actually sometimes do better than the ones we planted. Give Miss Brenda some sun, huh? Oh, poor Miss Brenda. Miss Brenda is north of us a few hours. Whoops, sorry guys. I've got this stick and I got my phone on the stick, and yeah, I'm just not doing very good with managing it. Yeah. So, long weekend. Local garden meeting here. They were giving them away. Got 300 pounds from 4 of his plants. Whoa, that is awesome. Yeah, you had to get some of those. They used to have a tomato plant that was specifically called a mortgage lifter. And it was a high producing, and it produced some nice size, softball size tomatoes, or bigger.
They were big tomatoes.
Yeah. Grandpa Cargill loved those tomatoes. But they have tended not to be as prolific for us. Whether that's our soil amending or water.
I want to get and plant an Arkansas Traveler this year.
Yes.
I think an Arkansas Traveler
Would do better in this climate.
Yeah, but I think it would be right for our house to have that type of tomato.
Yeah. I wonder. Hi, Heather. Heather Hopper's in.
Hey, Heather.
I've often wondered if I shouldn't research and do a period correct garden. Just kind of. I know there would be lots of peas and beans.
Yeah.
And yeah. Just curious for myself about doing a period correct garden. And my friend Cheryl has sometimes she's in here at the Ozarks Homesteading Expo. She and I have invited her to come help me design a garden. She's excited, but I know she's super busy. Lots of tubers and beans. I think that's what I think too, Xander. I think so too. And some corn, but they would have done more field stuff for corn. It would have been more, not ears. Yes, Heather, yes, that is my thoughts, and I really need to research it, and, yeah, I don't know if there would be very many tomatoes Not for 1850s. That wasn't. They were coming in certain areas
They were being used.
Yeah, especially in the South. Especially in the South, tomatoes, and we would have a Southern influence for this garden.
They were not being used a whole lot like in New England pre-Revolutionary War, but by after the War of 1812, when the slaves began to become more prominent, they brought that with them. They were being used in Africa, and they were being used in some of the islands and stuff way back.
Yeah.
And so then that began to be more and more influence.
Well, yeah.
By the Civil War, they were being used pretty heavily.
Okay. So, yeah. And definitely there would be some of that influence here at this house, since they were aiding.
Our house was part of the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Powers was telling us how his grandfather and dad had capped off the tunnels. Yep. So the tunnels are capped off. Tomatoes for a long time were still considered poisonous, yes. And the crossbreeding of them was still in the works. Tomatoes are of the nightshade family. Yes. Yes.
So Ben Franklin, I watched a deal this last week that most of our founding fathers probably did not eat tomatoes because they were considered poisonous. But Ben Franklin had visited some countries where they were eaten, and he grew and ate tomatoes.
Yep. And they would have.
It was very uncommon,
yes,
but he did.
And you got your Southern cooking, like it definitely in what is now modern day Louisiana, they would have been using. We're not that far from Louisiana,
and they were
that
using
much
them in
influence.
South America.
Yeah, and we weren't not far from that influence at all. So, yeah, it'd be real interesting to see. And I haven't done it in a while, but one time I made my grandma's gumbo mix, like I canned it, and we ended up using it in soups and stuff.
What was that?
Oh, I missed something about Franklin. But Franklin also traveled a lot more than other founding. Yes, right. Yes, he did. He did.
That's exactly why he was open to that, and why. But it at his time it was not commonly done. Right. By the Civil War, it was. Especially in the South with the slave influence, because it was an African thing to eat tomatoes, definitely. And from the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And there was a lot of that influence around in here. So, I don't know.
Some of our very common garden and food items that are in the South, I really get into history. I'm a history nerd. A lot of those were brought by enslaved people, worn as jewelry. And when they were captured in Africa, then they were brought here and they had that on their person. Cowpeas and okra are two of the commons that was part of, how that became used. There were other peas being grown here, but the red ripper cowpeas were, and rice was another thing they brought with them. And so the North Carolina rice culture it would not exist without enslaved people. And
I don't think potatoes would have been as big either without the Irish.
So potatoes are an American from this continent, South America and North America. They're from these continents. But then in the early 1600s, Sir Walter Raleigh brought them to Ireland. Late 1500s, Walter Raleigh brought them to Ireland, and then they became so big there that then Ireland imported different varieties back to the United States. And then we had the potato famine, which about wiped out the potato culture in Ireland. But Ireland, almost all Irish recipes you see today still include potatoes.
So, Brenda was telling Xander how many tomatoes she plants several hundred tomato and pepper plants, and yeah, we're not going to go that big this year, Brenda. I miss it, but I'm not going to. And then Xander said he's having to move all his beds around and stuff to make room for chickens and other animals.
Yeah, cool.
So that's exciting. I hope to get home and make some cheese and some butter to bring this next weekend when I come. And then
Yeah,
hopefully, if I can get everything maneuvered right, I'll have freedom ready to move when about the time that I'm ready to move. Oops. Sorry, guys. Yep, it is a lot of work. Potatoes are U.S. Tomatoes are possibly from the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They aren't fully sure because they are so crossbred in order to get rid of the poison, so it's hard to trace their origins.
Right,
Yeah.
right. We do know that the some of the woodland tribes had tomatoes at one point, but we're not sure if that was pre-Columbian contact or not.
Right.
Um, and it's kind of weird. I've been listening to a podcast that's been talking a lot about that. They've always considered that uh, people got onto our continent from the land bridge and came from
Yeah.
west to east. But there's a whole lot of stuff that's saying that the Cherokee and their ancestors came from east to west.
Mm-hmm.
And they came through South America, and we know that the Cherokees were one of the early ones to be developing different varieties
Yes.
of tomatoes in
Yeah.
the States. So they were heavy gardeners, very heavy gardeners.
Oops, sorry. Which that would have your interest. The Cherokee would have your
Oh, yeah.
interest. So, yeah. So, yeah. The jonquils are blooming here. Some of the spring flowers, early spring flowers are blooming and getting ready for Easter. Everything's pointing towards Easter, new life and coming this to remind us of the resurrection, and seeing the trees come back to life from dormancy is pretty cool. I don't know. I love spring. Uh-oh, I missed. The man knows his veggies. Oh, wow. They're going to expand the chicken coop to hold 75 chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Are you raising them to put in the garden? Heather can't do anything until this rain and snow stop. Otherwise, it's nothing level and we sink into clay. Sink into clay.
Yeah, Xander, one of the things that I looked into a while back and did a lot of research is I was really interested in displaced people and what their agriculture looked like. What did displaced people's agriculture look like? It couldn't look like vast fields, hundreds of acres of fields, because they didn't have long enough time to put down those kind of roots.
Oh, yeah, Heather. Heather can't put anything in until mid-May. She's in Canada.
And so, displaced people, one of them would have been the five civilized when they were moved to the to Indian Territory.
Yes.
And the Cherokee on the Trail of Tears. And so I looked into some of their gardens, what their gardens and their agriculture. Gardens and chicken houses, those were the things. And then, of course, there was also all kinds of livestock.
Mm-hmm.
But gardens and chicken houses were a big part of the way they fed themselves, their foodways. And the enslaved people, when they were freed, and even just when they were enslaved, a lot of them were still responsible for providing some of their own food. So gardens and chicken houses were big for them. But when they were emancipated, enslaved peoples in the United States, when they were emancipated, they were, chicken houses and gardens. And a lot of those gardens are really unique to look at.
Yes.
And so, and then another thing that I've started to look into a little more now is some of the other European immigrants when they came here, what their agriculture, sustenance level agriculture looked like.
Right.
One of the things that a lot of European immigrants were big on was dairy cattle.
Yes.
Especially if you look at like the Norse immigrants in the, Sweden and places like that. But another one that is big is like when the Anabaptists came over here, the different Anabaptist groups, it was wheat and dairy cattle for them, and that was their things. The Mennonites are responsible for one of our varieties of wheat that was hugely common for 100 years here was Turkey Red. And Turkey Red has been used to derive some more modern breeds, but the Mennonites brought that from the steppes of Russia.
Yep. Yep.
And so there's a really cool book called A King and the Peanut Butter Sandwich.
Yes.
Is that the name of that
Yep.
book? And it's about the Mennonites bringing
Yep.
wheat to the U.S., to the North America.
Xander says that's just for eggs is $75.
Yeah,
You've got
I
a big
figured,
family,
figured.
and if you can sell some of those eggs to pay for feed and stuff, that'd be awesome. But yeah. Oops, sorry. I'm getting tired. My arm's getting tired of holding.
There's a guy, a historian named Michael Twitty, that did a really good job of looking at foodways of the enslaved. He wasn't necessarily looking at time of emancipation, but during the time of enslavement. Michael Twitty did a really good job, and Townsend and Son did several interviews with him. John Townsend did several interviews with him that were really good. And then he did some interviews with the historical reenactor, and I can't remember her name, but she plays a character called Maggie, who was an enslaved Irish woman in the States.
Yes.
And she talks a lot about different, not just foodways, like washing laundry and stuff like that.
Right. Oh, awesome. Oh, he's going to try to grow some of their own feed for the chickens.
Cool.
75 is going to get crazy. If you can, I know this sounds weird, but greens, Xander, have been amazing, and I don't know what they'll do for your area, but growing kale, greens that were prolific were good for all the animals. Like, really. They were good for chickens, for my cow. Yeah, kale was a good one. And we even purposely grew a kale, the 1,000-head kale, because it came from the...
No, that was a walking stick.
Walking stick, sorry. I knew I'd get it mixed up. The
Came
walking
from the
stick
Jersey Isles.
came from the Jersey Isles, and they had a formula. They grew so many plants per head of cow that they had to feed their Jersey cows. So we were super excited about that, and she loved it. The sheep did too. Hello, Marcia. How are you and David doing? A weasel got all my ducks. Oh, Brenda, I'm so sorry. Kale, I didn't think of that. Most of the family doesn't like it, so didn't get that. All right, I'll find some seeds for kale.
Xander, we like the dinosaur kale or the Tuscan cabbage, it's called, but the dinosaur kale, we like it probably as good as any kale. Probably better. I feel like it's got less of that dark kale bite to it.
Right, not as bitter.
It doesn't have that dark bite. I don't know how else to describe it, but we feel like it's more along the line of a spinach or a cabbage. We like.
It'll say either dinosaur kale or Nero de Toscana, and sometimes it's either Nero de Toscana cabbage or kale, depending on who packages it. Baker Creek packages it under the same name, under both names, and sells it. You're getting a greenhouse. Awesome, Marcia.
Awesome.
Xander? Yes, Xander, save it to your chickens and your humans and save money. Yes.
Yep. Another thing, Xander, that we found when raising feed for chickens is that we didn't have the space to grow a lot of grains for them, but pumpkins and cucumbers made better feed for them than the grains anyways, and that we could grow a lot more in our space.
And your squashes. Yeah.
Squashes, cucumbers, pumpkins, those were all great feed sources for them. And of course they'll eat tomatoes too, but you don't want to get chickens in the habit of eating too many tomatoes.
Now chickens are not crazy about okra.
Yeah.
Goats are, but chickens are not. They grow to feed rabbits. Let's see. We grow a lot of greens to feed the rabbits and chickens. Yes. David goes to the doctor for his checkup Wednesday. Awesome, Marcia. Awesome. Hopefully he's doing much, much better. But yeah, and sometimes, Xander, if you get an overload of eggs and you can't sell them and your humans are not keeping up with the consumption, there is the water glassing. There's several ways, dehydrating. I mean, there's so many, freezing them.
But if you don't wash them, you keep them in the refrigerator for
Right.
months and months.
The other thing is sometimes we feed them back. We will scramble them. We won't feed them the shells unless we crush the shells up really small.
Yeah. We grind the shells in the coffee grinder.
Yep.
And then cook and scramble the eggs and feed those
so
to
that
the
it
chickens.
doesn't look like the normal egg.
Uh-huh.
Do grains a little more in the winter. Ferment them so that it's a little less. Yes. You water glass them. Good. Pickle them is good too. Very good, Marcia. Yeah, I pickle some too. We bought Harbor Freight greenhouse 2 years ago. The roof panels fell apart this winter and fell out of the roof. Not buying another one. Oh, I'm so sorry, Brenda. Yeah. Good. Yeah, we'll see. I left some eggs in the ice chest whenever I left, and usually have people do porch pickup for eggs. So if any of those are left, I will scramble them and feed them back to the chickens. Water glassing the eggs before everyone moved in with the 14 chickens before everyone moved in. Yes, that's good that you had them. Yeah, I lost a chicken, then the prices went sky high. Good. Saved us up to 2 years. Still good in the water glasses. Awesome. That's great, Xander. Me too, Marcia. I have never water glassed eggs. Hi, Charlene. How are you? Now, I did get a whole bunch of pickle and lime from my mom, and I really considered it this fall. But
we usually manage to keep them trickling through.
Yeah.
And they keep in the refrigerator a long time.
Yeah, and I usually have way more chickens than I need. But we're going to go more sustenance level here in Missouri. And I'll have my cow, and I'll tell you, I do feed the cow's milk, surplus cow's milk, and whey and stuff to the chickens too, and that helps them a lot. Yeah, the ones that you can move around are nice. No bigger than a half gallon. Yep. That's awesome. No bigger than half gallons. Mason
Another
jars.
thing,
Yep.
Xander, that we don't think about for feeding chickens is chickens are omnivores.
Yes.
They will eat meat scraps like nobody's business.
When Gary goes fishing.
Oh yeah, fish carcasses go in the chicken house.
Yep.
They love fish carcasses. They love meat scraps. They like liver. They like the intestines and stuff off of stuff I've hunted. They will eat about anything that worms and grubs and grasshoppers. I've turned them loose on the grasshoppers, and I chased grasshoppers into the chicken pen. Both.
Yep. Yeah, so we try to supplement as best we can. Now we're going to be limited. Yes, with 75 you got to get ahead of those. Yeah, they feed them scraps too. Yeah, got to get ahead of that's going to be a lot of feed. I know. We've had much more than that. At one time, what did we have? Almost 300 birds with the meat birds and everything, including meat birds. That's a big feed bill. Yeah, to have to try to come up with a lot of feed for those birds. And you're probably going to be, like here in Missouri, predators are going to be a lot higher pressure of predators here than where we're at in Kansas.
It's hard to have those open, clear zones here in Missouri.
Oh, Marcia wants a video, Xander. You need to do a video on water glassing. 75 chickens and 34 people. Ugh. Yep. I don't, but others do. Xander. Yep. That's one of the things I love about YouTube. Even though we have been the quote, quote, homesteading lifestyle in some aspect our whole lives, there's still so much to learn. I mean, how you can go so many different directions with it. And we're going to go from the marketing end of it, back to sustenance level, which we have done the sustenance level the most. Yes. Make sure your sisters. Yeah. Oh no, your sisters deleted your video before you loaded. I'm so sorry, Xander. Oh, Xander, shame on you. His sister deleted his video, so we probably ended up in the tree out back. Hey, Jan, how are you?
Oh, Jan.
So yeah, we are talking gardening and chickens and homesteading in general. And yeah. But so yeah, 5:30. We're doing good on time, and we seem to be holding on.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge of the Little Brother, whose video was deleted. I didn't have any little brothers. I had 3 sisters, 2 older, 1 younger.
They're mean. Sisters are mean.
We were all mean. I can't say. Yeah, we were all mean.
Just sisters in general are mean to each other. Even seeing my girls, sisters are mean.
Oh, me. I don't know. Becca and Luke fussed more than anybody.
Oh, yeah. But if brother gets mad at you, he'll fart on you or something. If girl gets mad at you, whoo, look out.
Oh, my goodness. Just gotta figure out something to keep my other sisters from doing the same thing to my next video. Yeah, your mom would be mad. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a good thing to do.
Jan, have you guys been catching any fish yet?
Gary is ready to go. Nope, Charlene is not Mel's mom. No. Yep, that's it, Brenda. There's so much to learn. So much to learn. And I think if we think we have it all figured out, we're in trouble. Yeah. I learned something today. You know, I always told all my life that, the calf is carried on the right side. But there was a biologist on one of my milk cow things that said that it can be carried on the left side, depending on which side she ovulated on. And I thought, really? But I don't know. Yeah. No fish this week. Last week Kevin caught a few.
Oh,
There's
cool.
always something to learn. Yep, there is, Charlene. So we're excited. We're gonna have to go fishing. And Jan, camp. I had the wrong dates for camp. If it looks like we may get to come on Saturday to your gathering at the lake. So Lord willing and the creek don't rise and the house all comes together. We're going to try to make it down on that Saturday. There's a lot of stuff going otherwise, getting ready for camp and stuff, but we're going to skip out that day and come down and see y'all. If Lord willing and the creek don't rise. We won't get to camp, but we'll try to make an appearance. It's a couple hours away, and I guess it's about an hour and 45, and we'll get over there and visit for a little bit and then come back to milk. But yeah, so Miss Freedom, is getting milked once a day. Hopefully by then, Benny will be big enough that we can calf share pretty easy and not have to milk every day. But we'll see. We'll see. Well, so we did a thing. Gary's staying with his parents. I stayed with them this week. And we went shopping at the same time and came back with the same stuff, so the refrigerator's double packed. Yes, I know, Xander. Brenda's asking for the dates. Jan. Seemed like this, was it the 9th, 10th, and 11th maybe? Yep, 9th through 11th, Stockton State Park. Pretty exciting. And then, so we're going to go to Baker Creek in May for Mother's Day. Maybe just that day. We'll see.
We'll see.
See what our schedule is. May just be Mother's Day. And then the Stockton Lake we're going to try to go on Saturday. And then the Ozarks Homesteading Expo at the end of August. Those are the ones we... Yes, you will. Her cousin's wedding. Awesome. So Jan's community page, go to Simply Jan Homestead. Check out her community page for the Stockton Lake meetup. And it'll be in there. Yep, that's what we're going to try to do is go on the 10th, Miss Brenda, and just make a day trip of it. We'll see. It's all going to depend on what all's going on. I hope that I don't miss the roof going on the house. If I do, Gary, I'm hoping Gary will get me some pictures.
Yeah, they were supposed to do that last week. Yep. I don't know.
Probably the rain and stuff got them set back.
It's not as big a roof as it seems. It's a little high off the ground.
On July 1st, we'll know if we expand to 35 or drop to 33. Praying for 33. Oh, you're getting livestock. Awesome, Jan. Are you getting some cows? Is that what you're getting? I'm going to get some, as soon as I get here, and I'm here all the time and not back and forth so much. It's a secret. Okay, Jan. We'll be watching.
Secrets don't make friends.
No problem, Jan. I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
We're teasing.
Won't know till the video comes out.
Oh,
yes,
so we got to go watch the video. It's a cliffhanger, huh?
It's a cliffhanger. That's why it's called Cliffhanger. That's why he's called Cliffhanger. If anybody watched Between the Lions with their kids, we loved that show. But anyway, yeah, we'll totally get you, Jan. Totally get you. But I'm going to get some chicks from Cackle, because Cackle's not far, less than an hour from our house in Missouri. So I will go and get some chicks on a hatching day. But lately, they've been posting no bean spilling. I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, they're...
I thought we were talking about cattle, not beans.
Jan
Livestock.
says if I really want to know, I can text her. Well, hopefully I get to stop on one of my trips, either home or back. Get to stop and see ya. I need to just schedule it and do it. It's gonna get dusty.
Yeah.
Ooh, he really kicked up the dust. Yep, livestock can mean cows, pigs, chickens. Yep.
Yep. Llamas, camels. That's what they're getting.
Brenda needs to make a trip to Cackle. You getting some llamas?
No, they're getting camels.
Alpacas.
Camels.
Camels.
There's only one camel dairy in the U.S., so maybe you guys are going to start the first camel dairy in
the
Missouri.
Ozarks.
Yep.
Ozarks Camel Dairy.
Yeah, there you go.
Dromedary.
Dromedary. Dromedary. There you go.
Sorry, that dust got me. One of the olive eggers laid her first egg today. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, Brenda, when you drop down to Cackle, email me. We need to get, yeah, when you come down for Cackle, if I'm not busy and if I'm over in Missouri, I'll meet you and we'll have lunch or something, or just coffee or whatever. Giraffe, I don't know if they jump a fence or not. Do you think a giraffe would jump a fence?
Probably just step over them.
Yeah.
Probably high
Oh my
fences.
gosh, that's funny. I still think it needs to be a camel dairy, a dromedary.
Dromedary.
I think you need a dromedary dairy.
Yep.
There's two licenses out for camel milk in the U.S.
Two licenses.
I
knew that there was one in Colorado. I thought that was the only one. Huh.
Brenda says it sounds great. Yes, I'd love to see you. Yeah. Cackle's not far from me, so would not be hard to meet you in Lebanon. San Diego. The other one's in San Diego.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's weird out there.
I think we need a dromedary.
Dromedary.
A dromedary. But, aren't alpacas in them dromedaries too?
I don't know. I don't know.
Homesteady YouTube channel has got rid of them. Oh, man. Had camels but got rid of them. Huh. Loose Faucet needs a donkey. And the camel races are in northern Nevada. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's lots of camels. People raise camels all over, but I think there's only 2 dairies that are actual milk producing camel dairies.
Becca said they drank camel milk when she was overseas.
Yeah. The Bija people live on camel milk. Yes.
She can live outside with it. So, yeah. I don't know. I've always wanted like an alpaca. We talked about it because Hannah is huge into fibers. She's a crocheter and a weaver and huge into fibers, and we had talked about it, and the sheep, we kind of were going that way with the sheep and just never did. We ended up getting the easy keepers, which they don't hold their hair, which I do know people that gather the wool after they've shed it and clean it and use it. But
we had talked about building up a sheep herd and having a couple of wool sheep in there that we blanketed it just for that.
Yeah.
But we just got to where we couldn't keep up with everything.
Well, my health, I wasn't keeping up, and you were gone, and
I was
it was
struggling
just
with work, and
it just got too much, and I couldn't keep them in, the little turkeys, and they ate up the garden. In some places, camels are everything. Your pack mule, your meat, your fur, your milk, even the pee. Don't ask me what they use it for.
Yeah, that definitely.
They are both ornery.
Yeah, the camels are definitely like that with the nomads in North Africa.
Yeah.
The nomads in North Africa definitely use them for everything.
They do. But... Oh, I hear a train. It may get loud. We got a train coming. So we'll see if it gets loud. But yeah, just we're super excited. Things are coming along on that old house. I'm going to try to look into internet in a couple weeks. Get internet access there. Here comes the train. Sorry, guys. Yeah, choo-choo. 3 engines on the front. See how many engines are on the back. Yeah.
A couple of times. belly dump. And those are cargo beds. That's lumber.
That's it, Xander. They're showing off.
There.
Yep. See the train. Oh, there's some cargo.
Yep. Lots of sea containers there.
Animal cargo. Still waiting on the fiber optic to get hooked up. Can't come soon enough. I hear you, Jan. There is not a fiber optic network where we're at. So, saw the slots. Yeah. Some more bellies. Usually in this area it's grain.
Yeah, it could be other things.
It
too.
could be, yep. Minerals, yep. Some places it's minerals. It's a pretty mixed load there. Pretty long train. Oil. Yeah, there was a couple tankers. Could be.
Yep, there's several more tankers.
Yep, could be. No telling in this area. Yeah, several liquid ones. Yep. They're enjoying seeing the train go by.
Some more belly dump.
Yep. Yep, the marks on them will tell you a lot, won't they?
Yeah, if you know what all that stuff in it, you probably know exactly what was in there.
Grab a grain car. Hook it up to the car and I'll meet you. Oh, Xander, I wanted to tell you, I'm going to be going to Nevada tomorrow. Not Nevada, Nevada. I'll be going through Nevada, Missouri. This one engine on the back. One of my sisters dealt with the hazmat unit in the fire department. She told me all the marks that meant on the train. That's cool. I'll share with you, Brenda. Oh, man. Yeah.
A lot of times those belly dumps they'll haul soybean meal and cottonseed meal and things.
Lots
There's a
of-
lot of processed grains, products.
Grab two. Guys, I'm not gonna be doing that. I prize my freedom, what little bit I have. Orders. Yeah, I'm taking orders. Writing them down. One for you, one for me. Two for you, two for me. No, now one of those we could feed chickens for a long time if it was the right stuff. But yeah, Xander, back to, I was thinking about your fermenting grains. That fermenting and or sprouting grains is an amazing way to expand your feed.
And if there's a microbrewery in your area,
Yes.
getting the spent brewery grains
Yes,
is a
yeah.
great feed. We've fed that. We've gotten a hold of that before and fed that. It's great for feeding chickens as well as hogs. They tell me that the chicken feed, it works best if you let it sour and get some maggots and stuff in it. And then, but chickens love it anyways. But
Oh, I missed them. Brenda grew up with trains going by their house. As young teenagers, they used to hop on the trains and ride them to the end of town. For some reason, I don't see Gary chasing a train. Nope. No train chasers here.
nope. I've got enough respect for equipment like that to not try to get around.
40 other people think of that too, so I can't get that from the micro places.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
gotcha. Get what you can get. Ferment the feed in the summer. Yep. We did a lot of fermenting, sprouting. We soaked it in milk when we could get a hold of it. There's been different times that we've gotten a hold of. We got a hold of wheat one year, a truckload of wheat, like a pickup bed of wheat. We got
Like a grain truck.
like a grain truck. I'm sorry, like a grain truck full of wheat. And then we've been buying oats straight from the farmer, and we soaked them and fed them to pigs and all kinds of stuff. And so yeah, we soaked them and fed it to pigs and chickens and dogs. The dogs loved it soaked in milk. When we was kids, we'd pick up coal that fell off the trains to heat. Yep. Yep. I've heard of people doing that. I did bulk buy a feed when I first got the chicken. Smartest move I made. My mother and dad thought I was crazy. Well, I am, but that's another matter. It is, if you can come up with the money all at once, that is the way to go, Xander. That we've always struggled to come up with the money all at once.
Yeah, you usually can save $4 or $5 a hundred just by
Yep.
buying it in bulk
Yep.
instead of bagged, buying it loose.
Yep, that's why it lasted you 3 years. Good, good, good. Because of fermenting scraps and whatever else I could feed them. Very good, Xander. Very good.
Well, it's about time we get going.
It is. It is. We got 10.
Oh, I was just looking.
Yeah,
We've
we
been
got
on
10
an hour,
minutes
but we got
left.
10 more minutes. Yep.
10 minutes. We got 10 minutes left. Does anybody have any prayer requests? David is going, she said Wednesday for his check.
Mm-hmm.
So David from
Kansas
Misfit is that he broke his back several months ago. He is going for a checkup on Wednesday. So we need to be praying for David. Xander's family. And those at Carson City with the flood affected by the flooding. With the other hens added, I got to add more stuff. The old feed isn't going to last much longer. Yep. Love to start buying bulk. Jan says she doesn't think she's going to have much choice after April. Hope he heals soon. Thank you, Xander. Yep. I think that he's been very blessed. So, David, Xander's family, and the people of Carson City and flooding. Everyone. Trying to think. There was one. Neil and Beth Cornett, the death of their son. We need to be praying for them. And also for Neil's sciatica and stuff. So need to be praying for that, for them. I know I had other ones. I just didn't bring my list. I'm so sorry, guys. You're welcome, Xander. Yeah. So, I guess we will. Hopefully, if I forget one, God won't forget them. But, yep. So, here we go. I'm going to pray. Father God, I just want to lift up Xander and his family to you, Lord. I thank you so much for everything that Xander contributes to this community and how he supports and loves each of these channels. And Lord, I just thank you for him. Thank you for his family. I ask that you be with them, that you'd lead and guide them, and provide for them. Provide for Xander on this chicken adventure. Give him strength and wisdom and ability to accomplish everything that he needs to accomplish. Father God, I lift up the folks that were affected by the flooding and all the rains and snow in California and just throughout the U.S. where there's been flooding and just crazy weather. Father God, I just lift all those folks up to you, Lord. I ask that you would provide for them, that you would lead and guide them and meet their needs. And Lord, I lift up David and Marcia with Kansas Misfit, and I thank you, Lord. I just want to thank you and praise you for the healing and the miracles that we've seen in his life. And Father God, we know that is all from you. Lord, I just ask that you be with him this week as he goes for a checkup. Be with his doctors as they make decisions on his care. And Lord, I just ask that you would just, if it's your will, that you would do a complete healing in his life. And Lord, I thank you and praise you for that. Lord, I lift up Neil and Beth and the loss of their son and their whole family, Lord. Everyone that is affected and loves Skylar. And Lord, I thank you for Skylar, and I ask that you would just reach down and put a loving hand on those that are mourning the loss of him, Lord. Be with Neil and Neil and Beth and Skylar's father. And Lord, I just ask that you would just touch them all and give them peace and comfort. Lord, I ask that you be with Neil as he's having difficulties with his sciatica, Lord, that you would heal him, that you would give us doctors wisdom, that you would provide for them. Lord, I thank you and I praise you for all these things. And most of all, Lord, I just want to thank you today for our YouTube family and the love and joy that they share with us and the support, Lord. I thank you and praise you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, guys. Woohoo! And we still got 5 minutes left. That was a quick prayer. But yeah, so seems like there's been just busy, busy, busy. And some days I can't tell you what I did. I've just been busy. Quick and sweet. I tried. We've been visiting different churches in the area, trying to find our church home. And
couple we really like so far.
Yep. Couple we really like. My mother liked the name Alexander, just didn't like how people called them Alex Ale later in life. Gotcha. I'm going to get a shower. Love y'all. Okay, see you later, Jan. So she did Xander. I love Xander. I think it's great.
Yeah, our daughter had a friend when she was in kindergarten,
Yep.
elementary school. This was called Xander, but his real name was Alejandro.
Yep. But he went by Xander. But
Alejandro Rossiter.
Yeah, it was a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I know Alejandro, Tomas. I can't remember all the names. I know Tomas was one of them. But yeah, he was a sweet kid.
But he went by Xander. That's
he went by
was
Xander.
Called.
Yep. Sweet kid. All right. Good night, Jan. Thanks for coming in, honey. But so we're gonna get going.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna head home and take our evening off. Gary did do some work at the house this afternoon.
Little bit.
He did a little bit of work. I sat on a bench getting warm by the heater and did assist a little bit, but not really. Anyway, but we're gonna go and rest. Use the rest of the day to rest. Yes, thanks. Stay safe and warm. Stay saner than me. I don't know if that's possible, Xander. My life is a little chaotic right now. But
we want you guys to remember,
God made you special.
and He loves you very much.
Bye, y'all. Have a blessed week. Check out His Way Homestead and see if they're coming on at 6:30. So check them out. Thanks, guys. Have a blessed week. We love you. Good night.
Good night.